Drop.
All praise to the Most High, cause He saved me. All praise to the Most High. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Just got off work a little bit ago, like 30 minutes ago. It's 11:30. Today I got my Tupacs finally. So I got the patches for the Tupacs. And then I didn't have the command hat, but so yeah, I'm gonna be wearing the Tupacs moving forward. No more N-dubs for me.
Where would I be without Jesus? Where would I be without Jesus? I'm nothing without Jesus. I'm nothing without Jesus. While I was your enemy, you chose to be a friend to me. It don't make no sense to me. With every sin I committed, you could have ended me. It's amazing you forgiven me for everything that I done. When I look at my past, you tell me, boy, look forward and just run. Because I've overcome, you overcame. Always wondered why I found all that beauty in the rain. Maybe it's because you don't washed away my stains. Every single thought that had me feeling so ashamed, it's finished. Every single blemish. Imagine Christ gasping on the cross in his final minutes. What a price he paid. All praise to the Lamb who was slain. Where would I be without Jesus? You defeated the grave. Where would I be without Jesus? I'm nothing without Jesus. I'm nothing without Jesus. Where would I be without Jesus? Where would I be without Jesus? I'm nothing without Jesus. I'm nothing without Jesus.
$494 is gonna be your total.
Nothing. Alright, my phone.
And would you like a bag?
Yes. Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well.
Thank you.
You know, when I talk about being delivered from my sin and being free from all of my shame, that's not just for me. Like, Jesus died for you to experience the same thing. He died so that you'll be free. So for anybody that just feels in shackles and in chains, Jesus has paved the way for you to know God. For real. There's nothing that you could have done to keep you from the one, because of the only Son. Oh, there's nothing that you could have done to keep you from the one, because of the only Son. I was struggling with having these random thoughts, just dark thoughts, things that I'd never do, and I just watched Jesus literally free me from that.
Mainly of me going over the charts, like a full top down analysis. I feel like I haven't done that in a while, and I kind of want you guys just to see what are my current looks on the markets, specifically NASDAQ. That's the only asset that I do trade. So that's why, in today's video I didn't do a morning routine anything like that. Because before I even went to bed last night, I was like, you know what, day 15 is gonna be just me going over the charts. So that's why today's like day in the life, it was kind of short. I really wanted to make it about what I'm about to do right now. So hopefully, guys can take away something valuable. And yeah, let's get to it. So today is April 3rd. So today was the third trading day of the month of April so far, and this is how the month is looking like so far, right? But again, we can't take this as is what it's gonna be because we have 26 days and 22 hours left within the trading month of April. But as you can see, let's just start off with how price action is so far. So we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, if price was going to continue to trade higher and get back in sync with bullish order flow, we would see a higher low form here, and then price take off this weak high, and we see a new higher high. So, same thing like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Sorry, higher high. So we'll be seeing this higher low to see that new higher high. But looking at the intention of price, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I honestly think that we may be in for a bearish year. Quarter one, I did think that, well, normally in a bullish year when it comes to NASDAQ, in a bullish year, the low of the year tends to form sometime between quarter one. So January, February, and March. But March normally forms the low of the year. And I think that's really why I kept losing trades last month, because I was just trying to call the bottom, call the bottom, call the bottom, and it was just like price was just going against me. I was just like, no, like we're in a bearish market right now, you know. So if you look at these past three candlesticks, this December's candlestick, January, and February's, all three candlesticks, look how they closed with a lack of intention. We trade higher, reacted from it. We trade higher, reacted from it. February, we trade higher, we reacted from it. So that's a whole 3 months in a row where price is letting us know, like, I am not willing to trade higher, right? And then March, just last month, that's when that intention really came into play. And then yeah, so pretty much March candlestick was just a full representation of what this was actually meaning. Like, this was facts. Like I said, price is always going to leave clues. And that's how, again, March followed through. And due to how March closed, very bearish with clear intention, I think that I think that April will be a continuation of March. So I do think that March has potential to be another bearish month. And based off how the monthly candlestick is looking so far, the high of the month may be already in play. For sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the high of the month had already formed. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But let's go to the weekly time frame. All right, let me take off all these annotations. That's all I do is annotate. I'll be trying to be detailed as possible in my trading. All right, so again, pretty much as I just mentioned: higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, I was expecting for this weekly bullish order block. I marked this out like a few weeks ago, but I was looking for this to possibly hold. So I was looking for price to come into this weekly bullish order block. We mitigate it, and we trade higher, and then take out this week high. We see new higher highs. But again, looking at the intention of price, honestly, I think that price will end up trading right through this order block, and we'll just trade higher from there. It's currently what it's looking like. Again, we do have tomorrow's Friday, so it's the last trading day of the week tomorrow, but I highly doubt this order block is going to hold. Like, yeah, we did see reaction from it a little bit to push price higher, but then price came right back down like Monday, or no, sorry, last week. Intention, price reacted from this weekly bearish fair value gap to the left, trade lower. Look at this candlestick. It had, let me just zoom in really quickly. If you just zoom in, this candlestick had no wick. And when candlesticks normally don't have any wick, that lets me know like there's tons of liquidity over there, right? Just like this candlestick didn't have any top wick and price. What did it do? We traded higher with aggression, trade lower. So just wanted to point that out. But like I said, I really think this order block is going to get traded through, and if anything, we may trade lower, close below it with intention, and then come back, use as a form of resistance to support higher prices. But I really do think that Nasdaq is shaping up to turn bearish for the rest of the year, just based off how quarter one has been so far. Daily time frame. This is pretty much where I missed a trade. I had a sell limit right here. Stop loss was like above here. Man, imagine catching this trade. Honestly insane. But daily time frame, let's get to it. So ever since mid-February, I remember this day at the back of my hand. I was just like, what the heck? Nasdaq has not dropped like this in a minute. And you know, like when it comes to stocks, like when stocks are going up, it's going to be corrective, right? Just like how this, like we're corrective, right? We're corrective. But when the market crashes, specifically the stock market, it crashes. Like look at the intention. Flush down, pause in price. 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 Flush down. Now, even though the pause in price did last about 2 weeks, that's fair, 14 days. But again, it was still a pause in price, because anytime you see an expansion, it's bound to see a consolidation. And then what I really like about this here is that after we saw this expansion, price consolidated a little bit, retraced higher into this daily bearish order block. We had the inducement right before trading into the POI. This is picture perfect for an entry. I don't trade in the daily time frame, but this is pretty much my entry model on this time frame specifically. So honestly, that's honestly insane. So anyways, we came into this daily bearish order block, flush down, pause in price, flush down. So it's just like, do you see a pattern here? Like the market isn't anything brand new. Like the same thing happens over and over and over again. So just recently, I think I went over this yesterday. Yesterday, pretty much, I was in longs. My TP was here, but I closed early due to fear. You know, that's a lot of money on the table due to closing early. But my TP was here, and I also had for the buy, right, at the TP here, but at a sell limit here, right here at this exact price point, and I closed that sell limit while I was in these longs. So I was just like, nah, like there's no way, like my analysis is gonna be like, don't get me wrong, I was just like, I was confident in it when I wasn't in the trade, but when it came to me actually being in the trade, I was just like, nah, there's no way. Like I don't want to put too much risk on the table being in longs and then going from longs straight to shorts. It was just like, I don't know, I feel like in that moment psychologically I couldn't really handle it. So, but I don't know, I really do wish that I trusted myself, because again, I could have banked profit from the long to here and then the sell. So yeah, I think I missed out on, like, I did the math last night and I thought it was like 44.3% that I missed out on last night, but it was actually about, okay, no, not percentage, sorry, I'm thinking about R multiple. Percentage would have been way more, but multiple, like R multiple, I missed out on about, it was 2.7, 4.3, no, 2. I missed out on about, I think it was like 4.7 R, which is honestly really, really, really good. So yeah, in other words, I left a lot of money on the table, but as you can see, price reacted from this order block right here, completely filled in this imbalance, and then again we show a lack of intention. So we see the, in other words, like the elephant stepping in the pool. The BFIs, which is the banks, financials, and institution, like they're heavily involved in the market. And you can tell we're heavily involved in the market because look at this here. Like, look at this gap. This was the daily opening gap. But price closed here yesterday, and then we just gapped lower. So I do think that price will come back to fill in this area here, because normally gaps are used as a form of retail support and resistance. So I am expecting for price to fill that gap in at some point in time. Tomorrow we do have NFP, so also bearing that in mind. I don't trade NFP because me personally, I feel like there's no need to put that much risk on the table. But possibly NFP could drive price higher, and then we see another dump. But at the same time, when it comes to the weekly power of 3, let me turn this on really quickly. This time frame. Okay, I'll show that on the 1 hour time frame. There you go. Yeah, so right where you see that. So anytime you have a bearish candlestick, right? Anytime you have a bearish candlestick, you're gonna have the open here, the high, the low, and the close. So we can see like another dump tomorrow, but I much rather see price kind of come off the low of the week that was already made. And as you can see, it's already doing that right now. So there's a possibility that tomorrow, Friday, we do see higher prices. If we do see another flush down, then Friday will pretty much look like this, along with the entire weekly candlestick. So bear that in mind. All right. Anyways, for our time frame, let's see. I'm gonna actually delete this. Kind of like my chart's too cluttered. Kind of to keep it just plain and simple. All right. So we got. All right, there you go. So we have March here, then we have April. And if you look back, so like I did mention, March was a bearish month. Look when the high of the month formed. It formed April 3rd. No, sorry, May 3rd. No, March 3rd. It formed March 3rd. And the rest of the month, we pretty much traded higher. And then here, April 2nd. So this is why I think that this is going to hold. I think this will be going to be the high of the month. And then we see lower prices. Now what I do like is this here. Keep in mind that gap that I pointed out just now on the daily time frame. I do think that price can come up here. I do think that price has potential to trade higher. I place a, let's just say, a sell limit, and I'll be looking to get involved into more shorts. So I can see that. I may actually place a sell limit here tomorrow. I don't think it'll get tagged tomorrow. I mean, it can, but we're talking about, yeah, I figured about 800 points. So maybe not tomorrow, but this is a key area that I'll be looking at. But 1 hour time frame is where I really did the markups. So let me go to the 1 hour time frame. All right, so I already went over these 2 trades. These are the 2 trades that I missed out on due to psychological, just mindset wasn't there. Let me just take all this off here. All right, so clear as day that we have been in a bearish market. We have higher high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Lower low. Lower high. lower low. So now because we had that new lower low, I'm going to be expecting something like this to shape up. So you have a lower low formed, and I want to see that higher high. So we have a lower low. I want to see price coming from my new lower high and then take price lower. So that's literally what I'm looking for ideally. And then where do I want to see that new lower high form? Well, first let me do this. I really do think that this will hold as a high of the month, just based off how the monthly candlestick is looking so far. There we go. All right. So I think this will be a high of the month off this order block here, and then I'm sorry, I like when I mark up my charts, I really try to take my time and not rush things. That's why I'm kind of going slow, so I do apologize for that. But just trying to take my time and be as detailed as possible. When you rush your analysis, when you rush your markups, it's just like you're not really getting much out of it, because then you're kind of just blindsided by so much stuff. So when I do on markups, I just take my time and try to be as detail oriented as possible. So this area looks freaking, oh my gosh, amazing for sales. Yeah, we have this here. It was filled, but look at all this imbalance here. So yeah, if I place a sell limit there, I may reduce. Let me see. I don't really use this that much, but sometimes I do. A lot of orders there. Okay, so we'll see. But I'm gonna be looking for something like this to shape up next week. And then we have the inducement right here as well. Inducement. There you go. So yeah, we can see price. Like we're already starting to see an exhaustion to the downside. So again, with NFP being tomorrow, we can see lower prices. Don't get me wrong, we definitely can see a flush down. But again, due to the weekly power of 3, most of the time we're gonna see price come off the low of the week, and then the weekly close is gonna be somewhere above the low. So again, I think that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. So yeah, we can just trade higher. Trade in there. Sell limit gets triggered. We see a flush down. Break a structure internally. Price reacts off of, let's just say, an extreme or decisional. Let's say decisional in this case. And then we trade lower. So we have a new lower high. And then when price takes out, this would be a weak low. Because if this swing high, if this swing low fails to take out this swing high, this would be a weak low, right? So lower low, lower high, new lower low, if and once price takes out this weak low right here. So this is currently what I'm looking at in the market right now. Again, not trading tomorrow. It is NFP. I don't recommend trading. There's no need to, put on like risk that doesn't need to be added. It's just like, just save your risk. Save your risk for next week. And just, like I said, use tomorrow to focus on other things like other businesses, the gym, your health, your fitness, work, school, things like that. Just trying to take the day off tomorrow from the charts, and then when the markets are closed tomorrow, just kind of come back and study, okay, how did price react during NFP? Did we see that flush? Did we see a continuation of like a flush down, or did price correct higher to kind of get in sync with this weekly power of 3? I would just study it when the market's closed. That's what I intend on doing. I don't intend on trading tomorrow at all whatsoever. I do think I will be placing a sell limit tonight here. But again, not really expecting for price to trigger it. tomorrow. If anything, I think it'll be sometime next week. But yeah, this will be a solid trade right here. And then, like I said, hopefully the high of the month it holds. I do think it will hold. Again, just looking back, like the market is like history. It repeats itself. You know, high of the month within the first few days. High of the month within the first few days. I think February was more so like a bullish month. It was kind of like, it went from bullish to bearish because, again, February is really where the initiation started from all of this. So yeah. So we'll see. It's looking like we're gonna have another bearish month though for the month of April. But besides that, I hope everyone has a good Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back to regular vlogs, but again, it'll probably be no trading in there. I'm gonna do my pre-market game plan like always, but I just won't be trading actively. But hopefully you guys took away something valuable from this video. And I will talk with y'all soon.